You reach for your keys. The dog is asleep. Or at least it appears to be. Its body is curled against the floor, breathing slow and deep, one ear folded awkwardly against the carpet. Nothing has changed. The room is quiet. The television hums in the background. Outside, a car passes and disappears into the distance. Then your fingers touch the metal. And the dog lifts its head. Not suddenly, not dramatically, just enough for its eyes to find you. Most people think dogs recognize the sound of keys. That is not what happened.
By the time the keys made a sound, the dog had already begun preparing for your absence. Researchers noticed many dogs react before obvious cues appear. Before the leash, before the shoes, sometimes before the human consciously decides to leave. The question is not whether dogs notice routines. The question is how they notice intentions. Leaving is not a single action. It is a chain of microscopic changes. Posture, breathing, shoulders, and attention shifting toward an unseen destination. Humans rarely notice these signals in one another. Dogs spend their entire lives studying them. The animal that learned to read us. 10,000 years ago, wolves learned that human movements predicted food, hunting, and danger. The animals best at reading people survived more often. What emerged was not simply a tamer wolf. It was a creature shaped by human attention. Long before we understood psychology, dogs were studying ours. What your body says before your mind does. The brain often begins preparing an action before we consciously decide. Your muscles tense, your gaze shifts, your weight moves, and your breathing changes. To another human, these signals are almost invisible. To a dog, they form a continuous stream of information. Imagine watching thousands of departures and returns over years. The dog is not hearing a single cue. It is reading the beginning of a decision. The experiment that changed the question. Scientists disrupted routines. Owners left at unusual times, changed clothes, picked up keys without leaving, and left without touching the keys. Some dogs became confused. Others still predicted departure with surprising accuracy. No single signal explained their behavior. Dogs were integrating visual, auditory, olfactory, and behavioral cues into a prediction. They were not reacting to one event. They were forecasting the future. The scent of a decision. Humans live in a world dominated by vision. Dogs do not. A dog's nose contains hundreds of millions of scent receptors, and the olfactory regions of its brain are proportionally enormous. When your emotional state changes, your body chemistry changes with it. Stress hormones fluctuate, sweat composition shifts, and even subtle physiological changes can alter the scent profile around you. Before a meeting, a flight, an argument, or leaving home, the dog may smell a transition that has not yet become visible. To us, the room feels the same. To the dog, the atmosphere has already changed. The silence before departure. Some dogs become alert during unusual stillness, not when the house grows noisy, but when it grows quiet. Just before leaving, conversations end, tasks conclude, attention withdraws, and a brief pause appears before movement begins. Dogs notice the absence of expected behavior
as much as the presence of new behavior. The silence itself becomes information.
How much of you is visible? Most people think their thoughts are private, but intentions leak into posture, movement, scent, timing, and attention. Other humans miss most of it because they are busy broadcasting their own signals. Dogs are almost entirely focused on receiving ours. That is why a dog can often detect sadness before tears, anxiety before words, or departure before the door is touched.
The illusion of spontaneity. What feels spontaneous began earlier, when your breathing changed, your eyes lingered toward the door, or your body shifted before standing. A sudden reaction may be the final domino of a prediction that started seconds earlier. And those seconds matter. In the wild, predicting movement before it happens can mean finding food instead of missing it, or avoiding danger instead of becoming part of it. Dogs inherited a nervous system built for anticipation. The bond that rewires perception. Dogs are especially sensitive to the specific humans they live with. They learn your patterns, rhythms, hesitations, and tiny differences in how you prepare to stay home or go out. Over years, those details accumulate into a remarkably precise model of your behavior. A creature watching the edge of the future. Prediction is one of the most sophisticated things a brain can do. When a dog rises from sleep before you reach the door, it is running a forecast in real time. The dog is not reading your mind. It is reading the evidence your mind has already left behind. The final realization. The remarkable thing is not that the dog knew you were leaving. The remarkable thing is that you did not know when you had started leaving. Long before the keys, long before the shoes, long before the door, your body had already begun moving toward another place. The dog noticed.
Because for thousands of years, while humans learned to change the world, dogs learned to watch us. Our intentions begin in silence, in muscle, in breath, in the smallest shifts of attention. By the time we recognize them, someone else may have already seen them coming, waiting quietly on the floor, eyes open, listening to a future we have not yet realized we are creating.